Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So I know you're wondering, why am I wearing no foundation, no makeup, nothing at all? Well, today's video is going to be a product review. I'm going to review the new L'Oreal Paris Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. And I've seen this at Walgreens, many Walgreens. It's now available everywhere. The reason why I want to try this foundation is because it does say it lasts for 24 hours. And I'm a big fan of foundations that do last more than at least 12 to 14 hours because I do a lot throughout the day. I cook and clean, and I do go outside, and my face tends to get a little bit oily around the T-zone, so that's a big issue for me. It's not that big, but you know what I mean. Like, you don't want to have like an oily face throughout the day, and then it's just, to me, it's pretty nasty to retouch up your makeup with your powder. I want to try this foundation, and it does say in the back that this foundation had, like, the finish of it is a demi matte, and the texture of it is air-light, so basically you don't feel the foundation in your face, which this also made me want to pick it up and try it out. And it says it's oil control. Like, the pro tips: smooth onto skin in rolling motion for flawless coverage. So thank you for letting me know that. And I got it in the shade Natural Buff. So I'm going to try this out. I didn't wear any primer only because I want to see how it looks without a primer, and I will have a different video later on with me wearing with the primer as well to see if there's a big difference. I'll just let you guys know if I do see a difference or not. I'm just gonna do one side. Actually, let me get a mirror because I can't do it through the viewfinder. Okay, so I'm gonna just do half my face. The only thing I have on is my eyebrows. I forgot to mention that. So I do have some makeup on, but nothing on my face actually. Okay. So I'm going to buff it out with my Real Techniques buffing brush. And I'm just gonna do circular motions. So this is half of my face with foundation, and this is half my face with nothing on, which I prefer this side. It looked like I got decked in the eye, but it's okay. So I am loving this foundation. Honestly, they were right about a lightweight feel. It's not completely matte. Like, you can still feel a little bit of the foundation, but it's not as tacky as most foundations are. As far as coverage, I do believe it's buildable, which we're gonna find out in a minute. And if it is, seriously, I'm gonna use this foundation all the time because it's really that good. I'm going to do the other side of the face, and when I'm done with that, I'm gonna let it set for a little bit, and I'm gonna show you guys how it looks, and then I'm gonna build it up again to see if it is buildable and it doesn't cake up or anything like that. So I'll be right back. So this is the finished look of the full face on with the foundation on, and so far I really do like it. It does give you like a matte finish, and it's not heavy on your face. It's really air light on your face, and so far it did cover up most of my acne scars, and there's one little pimple that's sitting there. You can still see it, but like it says, it's a medium coverage. I am gonna build it up to show you guys if it does cake on, or you know, if it is good that you can cover it up basically. So I'm gonna try it right now and show you guys. So I built it up, and so far it did give me almost a full coverage foundation. It's not as good as my Kat Von D Lock It Tattoo foundation. I really do love that foundation so much. It does give me a complete full coverage, and a lot of you do love it on me. Also, this doesn't cake up on your face, which is a plus for me. So we're gonna see how it is throughout the day, if it oxidizes, or you know, if it stays matte, or it does stay on the same way I did add on this just now. So I'm gonna come back with my full face. Okay, so I'm back. I finished doing my full makeup, my eyes and everything, and I do have a tutorial coming up after this video, so stay tuned for that. So basically the foundation did stay throughout the entire tutorial that I did earlier, and I'm really surprised at how it stood for so long and it's still the same. I'm really happy about that, and I will come back in a few hours to let you guys know how the foundation stays, so stay tuned. So it's 10:09 right now, and I'm so exhausted from so much today. Yeah, so this foundation, I can say honestly, it's amazing. Like, for a drugstore, I totally recommend this because it does give you like a really nice flawless finish. It's like almost airbrush look, and when I did go outside, I did take a picture. It wasn't those kind of pictures where you test it out to see how it looks on a camera. I took one with my husband, but that doesn't really count. But I did test it out when I was in a car and I was looking in the mirror, and I looked really, really amazing. Like, I know I'm like tooting my own horn, but it's true. Like, I really look that flawless. And usually when I have on my other drugstore foundations, they don't look as airbrush as this one. And another thing too is that it did stay matte all day. It's been 9 hours and it stood the same way. I mean, a little bit I did smudge around the nose area because I was wiping my nose with a tissue. Throughout the day, I did check to see if I was getting oily, or if like anything was smearing off. Like most foundations do, after a while they kind of tend to break off, where they separate and you start to see your pores, and it gets really like oily in your face. And that didn't happen with me. It actually stood the way I applied it earlier, 9 hours ago. So I'm really happy and I'm satisfied with this foundation. I don't know if it'll be really good for people who have dry skin, but I totally recommend this foundation to people who have combination to oily skin, because it does stay matte all day. And it does say demi matte. The only thing is that if you are oily, you are gonna have to apply tissue to get rid of the oily residue. The only thing about this is that you do have to exfoliate, because it will accentuate your dry skin through your dry patches. Like, I have a few around the nose area, but other than that, it's amazing. I love it. It totally reminds me of the MAC Pro Longwear foundation and concealer, because the formula and the texture of it, it glides on like not so liquidy, but it's like this kind of formula. I can't describe it, but if you've tried the MAC Pro Longwear concealer, is like that, and the way it applies and the way it covers is just like the MAC Pro Longwear concealer. So L'Oreal, you did a great job this year with this foundation. I love it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys. So this is a close-up of my face. I really love this foundation, and let me do a closer look. So this is as close as I'll get because my camera doesn't zoom in that well, but this is how it looks, and I'm really surprised of how great this foundation is for a drugstore. And as you can see, my makeup still looks intact. Like, it's still the same way as I first applied it 9 hours ago. But the only thing is, around the nose area, I do get a little dry patches, and around this area, like I like smeared it off a little bit, so that's why it looks like that. But I noticed that throughout the day, it does kind of like shows your pores a little bit, but that's because I didn't apply primer for that to fill in the pores. But other than that, it's great. As you can tell, like, you can last all day with this foundation, not have to touch it up or worry about it. And I do have combination skin, so I don't really touch up throughout the day, but I'm really surprised that it does stay intact all day. So I'll give you one last look.